I've always been fascinated by the mystery of death, and today we're diving deep into what really happens when we die. It's a topic that's both intriguing and a little scary, but don't worry, I'm here to break it down for you in a way that's easy to understand. We'll explore everything from what happens to our bodies to what people believe about the afterlife. So, are you ready to unravel one of life's biggest mysteries? First up, we've got clinical death. This is when your heart stops beating and your brain shuts down. But here's where it gets interesting. Doctors can sometimes bring people back from this state if they act fast enough. Now, if no one intervenes, things start to change in your body. Your muscles relax, which can lead to some pretty gross stuff happening, like bodily fluids and gases being released. And here's where it gets really gross. Your body starts to decompose. Bacteria go to town on your tissues, breaking everything down. Eventually, given enough time, your body would basically turn into a liquid. But what about after all that physical stuff happens? Well, that's where things get really interesting. You know how in movies people sometimes see a bright light when they're close to death? That's not just Hollywood making stuff up. Now let's talk about the afterlife. A lot of people believe in some kind of life after death. In fact, a survey in the UK found that almost 60% of people think there's something after we die. In the US, the numbers are even higher. 72% believe in heaven, and 54% think hell is real too. It's pretty wild how many people think our consciousness continues after our bodies stop working, right? Some really smart people have spent a lot of time thinking about death. Take René Descartes, for example. This French guy came up with the idea that our body and soul are separate things. Then there's Friedrich Nietzsche, who had a pretty wild idea called eternal recurrence. It's like saying there's a you that exists outside of your physical body. This idea has been super important in how we think about death and what might come after. Basically, he thought that the universe and everything in it, including us, might repeat over and over again forever. It's like being stuck in a time loop, but on a cosmic scale. And let's not forget about Buddhism. They've got this concept called samsara, which is like a big wheel of life, death, and rebirth. According to this idea, we keep coming back in different forms until we reach a state called nirvana. Pretty deep stuff, right? And that wraps up our journey through what happens when we die, from the physical changes in our bodies to the big ideas about what might come next. It's a topic that's fascinated humans for, well, pretty much forever. And the cool thing is, we're still learning and thinking about it. What do you believe happens when we die? Whatever your thoughts, one thing's for sure, it's a mystery that keeps us all wondering. I know this can be a sensitive topic for some people, so I hope I've approached it in a respectful way. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, life is precious, so make the most of it.